smartwatches are just portable devices that take the place of the watches that we used to wear, just regular old watches that told us time, and they just do all kinds of other things too. They sync up with your phone that you have, whether you have an Android phone or an Apple phone. Some of the smartwatches out there on the market actually will sync up with an Apple Watch. I'm sorry, an Apple iPhone, even though it's not an Apple Watch. So some of those watches are more affordable. You don't have to come off your, off out of pocket for quite so much money to get those. So although smartwatches have been around for decades, around 2013, when the technology really got more affordable and easier to do more things in smaller items, that's when tech companies began releasing a lot of smartwatches that sync up with your smartphone. And pretty much everything that your smartphone does, your watch does also. For example, this was a new feature, I think, on an upgrade that I just did the other day. I did, you know how periodically they will upgrade the operating software. And I was driving to a site to go eat lunch with some friends that I'd never been. And I had my watch on, and I had the little app, the GPS app running on the phone. And it was so cool because every time I get to a place close whereby I had to turn, I started hearing turn signal indications on my watch. And I just glanced at it, and it showed like a curve left or a curve right where I was about to turn. And I was just amazed because that's the first time I had seen that. My watch had never done that before. So I was really impressed yesterday, and I thought, well, I can get anywhere now. I actually have my watch that can show you how, and I don't have to worry about not being able to hear the speaker in the phone and things like that. So here's just some picture of some of the smartwatches. This is your typical Apple Watch right here. And this looks real confusing, but all this is a screen that actually shows you all of the apps. If you have apps on your phone, generally speaking, they show up on your watch also, and you can operate them from your watch. For example, here's your fitness tracker, these little 3 rings. This is a fitness tracker right here that automatically tracks your steps and things like that. You don't even have to do any kind of a setting to track your steps throughout the day. The watch automatically does it for you. Here's your music app. This is your Apple Store. This is where you would set an exercise routine. And Janice, this would come in handy for you if, in fact, we do have the ability to set something for like leg movement or arm movement or something like that. This is just a little exercise where you can actually start an exercise routine for as long as you are actually in that exercise mode. It tracks, for someone that's walking, it would track your steps, how far you go. It would track it's got GPS with it. So, but anyway, that's a little where you set up little exercise routines right there. So don't let this screen confuse you. It's just showing all the apps that are actually on your watch. And you can put your finger on one and move them all around, reposition them just like you can on an Apple phone. So that's a picture of an Apple Watch. Here are some Google powered wearing devices right here, watch devices right here, different kinds. And Google powered will hook up with any Android phone that you may have, apps that are available in the Android store, in the Google Play Store, things like that. So, when you do get a watch, whatever kind you get, most all of them come with some type of a watch protector. And because you're spending a good little bit of money, you don't want to scratch up the face of the watches. So they come with several different types. The one that I have is actually kind of a silicone little flexible cover that's kind of thick that fits over the watch, so that if I hit it on the wall, if a door, if I walk through, it doesn't scratch up the face of it. Some of them are simply real thin pieces of like cellophane type stuff or clingy stuff, like some little things you can get at the dollar store, decorations that are Klingons to cling on to like a window or something. So a watch face protector is definitely something that's good to have. They don't cost very much, $2 or $3 is about it. So, excuse me, some of the types of smartwatches, this Fitbit right here, this is kind of what the Fitbit looks like. This is specially a watch just for tracking workouts. If you're going up and down stairs, steps, things like that. So this would be a Fitbit. Cost probably around $150, if maybe not even that much nowadays. And fitness watches are some of the most popular watches that people like to purchase. There's also, of course, watches that are specifically for hiking. If you're hiking, and of course, they have GPS locators in them. There are diving watches, which have been around for a long time for divers as they go down, and they have rings that turn on them so that they can keep up with their oxygen in their tank, things like that. So there's also watches, if you're a pilot, you can get specific watches for that too. So talking just a little bit about what smartwatches do. Most smartwatches are intended for daily use, like the Apple Watch, but some have specific purposes like the ones that we just talked about. And they offer notifications, apps, media management, meaning if you're listening to your going out for a walk or something or exercising and want to listen to music, you can listen to the music and use the adjustments or the dial for fast forwarding or hooking it up to AirPods or earphones or things like that. Anything that your watch does, that your phone does, your watch will do too. So as we'll go into and talk about each one of these type things, but what I want to do is just basically jump out and take a look at a basic video on what an Apple Watch can do. This will just give you, this is just maybe 10 of the probably 50 or more things that they can do, but this will give you a good idea about what a smartwatch can do for you. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen share, and I have that video going. You may need to adjust the sound on your end if the video is too loud or not loud enough or whatever, but this is a YouTube video about Apple Watch. Oh, sorry. Forgot to share my sound. I always do that. Bear with me here. 1 second. That wasn't the video I wanted to start anyway, so that probably worked well. Okay, go back to share. My apologies, 1 minute here. Okay, here we go. So these are basically 10 things. It goes through 10 things that your Apple Watch can do. Make sure that I have, there we go. Now I'll be able to hear it. So here we go on the Apple Watch.
Your Apple Watch can help you find your iPhone in the dark, control your iPhone camera, and more. Here are 10 handy Apple Watch tips you should know. You can quickly reply to an iMessage with a tap back. Just double tap a message in a conversation and select a tap back. Need to find your iPhone quickly? Swipe up to open Control Center and look for the Ping iPhone button. A single tap will make your iPhone ping, but if you press and hold, your iPhone will ping and flash, which is helpful if you're searching in the dark. Going in the water? If you start a swimming workout, water lock will turn on automatically. For anything else, tap the water lock button in the Control Center to avoid accidental taps on the watch face. When you're done, turn off water lock by quickly turning the digital crown. This will unlock the screen and clear water from the speaker.